$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Hey, how about today we all just rage quit? What do you say? Rage quit Thursday? Come on.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Bye. See you, Rev.
Quit this bitch.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rev almost like rage quits like once a week.
Yeah.
Easy. Yeah.
Well, dealing with these computers sometimes.
Exactly. I'm sitting in here at like 5 in the morning, and then I just hear, "Wah!" from the other room, and I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, Rev proves that these rooms are not soundproof.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The cool thing about rage quitting is that sometimes you can get your job back, and sometimes you want your job back. Because it turns out like 41% of people go, yeah, we really shouldn't have left our job, even though we were very emotional, very impulsive. We'd like our job back. 41% of the people try to get their jobs back after rage quitting.
I say props to the companies that do give them the job back, because I think that's understandable. It's like, I had a moment of weakness. What do you want from me? My computer wasn't working, and I thought it was soundproof. I didn't know you guys were going to hear me.
Well, you know what, Steve? A lot of companies are like that. 78% of the companies go, yeah, you know what? We'll take you back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably don't want to deal with the headache of finding someone else who will eventually rage quit as well. Like, wait, this guy will come back?
That tells you something right there. I mean, it's like, if you're going to take rage quitting, Ronnie back, what kind of company are you in the first place? Because, you're a miserable place, and you're like, yeah, no one's going to come work for us. So, yeah, I'll take him back.
I feel like everyone's had that moment. Maybe not like complete rage moment, but like that moment where you're like, I'm just done. Like, I remember like one time to be like, I'm done. I'm out. And then you take a couple steps away from the desk that you sit at, and you're like, what the hell am I going to do? Okay, I'm fine. Like, you have that moment where, like, and luckily there was no rage quit. There was no, like, no one knew it. It was like a rage mental quit. And then you're just like, well, what the hell am I going to do if I do that? That seems ridiculous. I got bills to pay.
See, that's how I get, I'll yell. I'll say a very bad word very loudly, usually a couple of times, get it out of my system, and then try to problem solve.
We need rage rooms.
We do.
Oh, dude, those smash rooms?
Smash rooms.
Yes.
Exactly.
I saw somebody has like, I think it's in Oregon. It's like a smash escape room. So you're trying to escape, like one of those escape rooms. But they're brilliant because those things get frustrating. So you could also smash things.
Nice.
We need those at work.
Yeah, there's one in Tacoma, too.
Wow, a smash escape room. That's exactly, that's a good call right there.
Because we've been to some escape rooms where like we got a little too excited, and it, one of my buddies was like practically smashing something, not intentionally. It was just like, why isn't this opening? And you hear like the little speaker they have up in the ceiling going, that is not part of the escape room. Please do not break that.
Yeah, I've broken escape rooms before because I thought, this book comes out just like in the movies. And it didn't come out.
You're trying to force it. And you're like, if it's not opening, that's a reason.
It was supposed to be pulled gently, and I didn't pull it gently, so like we almost couldn't get out of the room.
Oh, jeez.
Via the book that was supposed to get us out of the room, but I was a little too, there were wires. Okay, we're not getting out of the room now.
Oh, wow.
Now, because a lot of companies now have like video cameras and surveillance cameras. Like I know we do. It seems like everywhere you have like a camera that's kind of like, you don't know if it's looking at at you or not, but
Big Brother.
what if you rage quit? It's very, you have like that, you create a scene, and they're like, we'll take you back, but you got to allow us to use that footage and share it on social media and share it with your coworkers. Are you okay with that?
Wow. Oh,
Where would
look
you-
at this. So you want, my rage quitting has to be for entertainment purposes for me to come back.
You want the job back, you have to be put on blast.
Oh, wow. Boy, that's, I don't know if I like Steve Company.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I can understand why you rage quit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're kind of.
Come on, man. I'm looking for clicks. Our company needs more marketing.
Hey, look at this. 44% of the people said they quit because of a toxic boss named Steve who wanted to show video of
Toxic
everybody.
about that. I'm going to make you an internet star.
It's right on the thing. I
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
put a
internet
toxic
fame.
boss named Steve. I didn't put that on.
If you want to parlay that into a cameo, by all means, do it.
All right. Well, look at 47% said they quit because of poor management by Steve. Again, this is rather specific.
This is free marketing. This is good management.
Oh, it's good management. Yeah, so there you go. Poor management, toxic boss, and then 40% said excessive work stress. Nothing about a computer that doesn't work while you're screaming in the other room. That's not on this
excessive
list.
work stress.
Is it? Oh, all right.
Yeah, some mornings it does feel when you need your computer to get the job done by a certain time.
Dude, yeah.
I agree. I mean, you're absolutely right. With this kind of business that we're in, the fact that we do not have state of the art like internet and computers is really ridiculous.
Well, they were state of the art,
15 years
back
ago.
when computers were invented.
Yeah.
You're right. Isn't this the first computer that that Bill and Paul created? I think we have right here in the room, don't we?
Yeah, I think every company needs that old guy. It's like, when I first started, there weren't even computers. We used newspapers.
That's right.
So be happy with what you got.
We had a machine, the AP machine. That's all you needed.
What does my computer say? Apple IIe on the side.
Yeah, really.
And then like, who is this guy? He's the be happy with what you got guy. It's on his business card. He just goes around and just tells you to be happy with what you got.
You guys are never happy. These are Commodore 128s for crying out loud. Top of the line.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Look at you complaining about the toilet being clogged. When I started, we had to poop outside.
Oh, wow.
Be happy with what you got.
Hey, we're on the 14th floor, so pooping outside is not an easy
Yeah,
thing.
you gotta open the window and stick your ass out the window.
Okay, wow.
Steve found his new job after radio.
To be happy with what you got, guy.
That's who you are. Yeah.
The microwave doesn't work. When I started, we started fires outside and cooked our soup.
Yeah, exactly.
Happy with what you got.
And no microwaves.
Vending machines not working. These are all real things here at our radio station.
Vending machines. We had to go down to the corner store. What are you talking about, vending machines? Well, a couple of former Seahawks have shared their thoughts on the Russell Wilson trade. And you're going to hear from them. Steve's got the Mix report for you at 6:18 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, guys, and thanks to popcorn. Because today, it's Popcorn Lovers Day, and I love myself some popcorn.
Nice.
All right.
I'd say 5 of the 7 days of the week I'm enjoying some popcorn.
Lucky.
Wow.
At least.
Oh, good for you. You're living the dream.
You know what? I say that every night when I put my hand in that popcorn bowl. Babe, we're living the dream.
Do you do real popcorn or do you do that like skinny pop crap?
Sometimes a little mixture.
Wow.
The skinny pop crap is amazing. I actually brought
Danny,
some
what-
today.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Danny?
No, dude, we go air pop with like the old school, like the Orville Redenbacher or
With
whatever.
all the butter, right?
I mean, it's vegan butter, but it's still butter.
Works for me.
Still butter to me.
I'm saying, it's still butter to me, damn it. But sometimes then the wife will do a little sprinkle of that boom chicka pop stuff on top, just to kind of add a little variety, BJ.
Hey, listen, you know what? You're living the dream. You're living the life.
Every time my hand goes in that bowl, that's what I say. It's also a special day for you there, BJ.
Oh, what's happening for me?
Happy National Landline Telephone Day, since you're the only person on the show.
Yeah. Still got it.
Right? There's nobody else on the show that has a landline, right? No. So have fun with that there, BJ.
I mean, usually, though, if you have a cable package, they always give it to you. Like, it's always like a better deal to take the landline than not. And I happen to still have one of those old landline phones, and my house is old enough I got a plug to plug it into. So
that is true. I do have a landline number. I just don't have a landline phone.
Oh.
Yeah.
See,
I don't even know what the number is.
It's funny you say that because they were like, I called and I was like, hey, I don't want to pay so much on my cable. And they were like, well, why do you have a landline? And I was like, because you told me it was cheaper. And they're like, no, we're going to save you about $30 if we take that off. And I was
Really?
like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'll take it off then.
Oh, I might have to talk to somebody.
The times might have changed, BJ. It's time for you to get that off.
But I like it as an emergency line. I don't know why. I feel like if all the cell towers go down, I still got my landline.
I don't know why, but I'm picturing a red phone with like a little glass thing over it, like your own bat phone.
Oh, dude, that'd be tight.
It's like, I need to use the bat phone. Why? My battery's dead on my cell phone.
Yeah, exactly.
My battery phone.
I got to call Batman to help me out.
Also, a very special day for many people. And I'm going to see if you can figure it out, BJ. Rev, hit it. All right, what do you think today is?
I got it.
Is it Donkey Kong Day?
Donkey Kong.
Wrong. All right.
Vicky.
It's Mario Day, March 10th.
And Danny's smiling.
Bing, bing, bing.
That's true. Today is National Mario Day.
Oh, March 10th, M-A-R, and then the 10.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That's why.
Oh.
Well, maybe enjoy some Mario's Pizza.
Ooh, there you go.
There's a good pizza joint here in Seattle.
All right. I just love where you go, man. It's just like, you know what? If there's food, I will find a way to enjoy it.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could play Super Mario Brothers. I don't have any video games. I guess if there's an app, I could do that.
Yeah, I'm going to take some mushrooms and do my plumbing.
All right. You know what? Have
that's
fun
a good
with
way to
that.
go about
Just
it.
don't show your crack.
All right.
Oh, I mean, that has to be one of the greatest video game theme songs of all time.
Yeah.
It's a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yesterday, obviously, we talked. I don't know if you heard, but Russell Wilson was traded.
Wait.
yesterday.
What?
Or the day before. Also, we had to say goodbye to Bobby Wagner. He was released. And I thought it was a lot of really great tributes to Bobby, a lot of players showing a lot of love for him. He sent a nice little message out to all the Seattle fans, just saying how much, he said, thank you, Seattle, for everything. It will forever be my home. The Seahawks even put out some nice posts on their social media pages, including a message from Pete Carroll, who said Bobby's one of the greatest Seahawks of all time. Talked about his leadership, his character, and also just made it very clear that we will see him in the Hall of Fame, which I think is a no-brainer. Truly one of the greatest to ever play that position. John Schneider, general manager for the Seahawks, he talked about Bobby Wagner, said it's an extremely difficult day for the organization. He's a special player and a person. We're forever grateful. Bobby will always be a Hawk. Then you got to love the social media comments. I always feel for the social media, whoever runs the social media pages for sports franchises. It's got to be such a thankless job. I feel like they got to be I feel like the organization owes them donuts every day.
Yeah.
Because they got to deal with all these fans that are trying to tell them what's wrong with them. And it's like, dude, I'm just a social media guy or girl. I don't have anything to do with the match. They're like, tell Pete to go get a better quarterback. It's like, okay, I'll go call him right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go tell him right now. I was going to just do the social media thing, but you told me, sir, this is more important.
And then like the Seahawks Twitter page said, hey, thank you, Bobby, or whatever. So it's like, F you guys got rid of him. I'm like, well, the social media person didn't really release him.
Yeah.
I guess you got to vent at somebody.
Well, again, what kind of a fan are you that you do not understand how this works? I mean, we've had football in the city for how long, and money is a big part of it. How do you not know that?
Yep. And then some people are wondering also, like, where's the Russ love? Well, it's such a weird thing that they announce trades, but then they're not official until March 16th when the trading season opens. So even though the trade happened, they can't talk about the trade, kind of.
Which is really dumb.
It's so stupid. It's like, we all know the trade happened. Why can't the team make an announcement? No, so March 16th, I bet you anything, there'll be some tribute videos to Russell Wilson. on the Seahawks Twitter page.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a very awkward position that everybody knows. Everything got leaked, and yet nothing can be said.
It makes no sense.
So it makes them look like they don't care. Whereas Bobby, of course, they can release a player anytime they want and publicly tell you.
Yes, and that's why we're seeing a lot of love for Bobby. Which you know what, I don't mind though, because he kind of got like thrown in there at the end of the day after all the craziness that was going on with Russell Wilson. It's nice to see him get his day where people can just show some love and just talk about him for an entire day. Yeah. But let's talk about Russell Wilson.
Who's that guy?
Lots of former players have been talking about him, including your favorite, Richard Sherman.
Oh, well, he wasn't. My memory was that he wasn't always a super fan of Russell Wilson, so I'm really interested to hear what this is all about.
Don't you open your mouth about the best.
Well, Richard does a podcast, so as soon as that podcast dropped and said, talking about Russell, you got to listen. You got to hear and you know what? He didn't have anything like, he wasn't like crapping on Russell Wilson. He was just sharing his 2 cents on it and talked about the trade that involved Russell Wilson going to the Denver Broncos. And here's Richard Sherman talking about it on his podcast.
Who's the problem? Who's the solution? Who's the problem? Who's the solution? Well, now you're going to figure it out. Seattle has a long way to go. They have big shoes to fill. The trade pieces they received make me more curious than anything, because I don't think everybody's like, are they going to put Geno out there? Are they going to put Drew Lock out there? No, they're not on purpose. They're setting themselves up to be in the sweepstakes for Deshaun Watson. I think that these pieces that they're putting together are the pieces that they're going to need to work with the Houston Texans to get Deshaun Watson. I think that Pete will assume the best and think that Deshaun's legal issues will get resolved in the near future before the draft. And they can make a trade with the Houston Texans using some of the pieces, not all of them, some of the pieces that they just got for Russell Wilson.
And the legal issues he's talking about, there's some sexual assault charges from a massage incident or multiple incidents that involves Deshaun Watson, in case you're not up on what's going on with that. But I guess tomorrow there's going to be something that's going to happen legally where they can like kind of get a better idea of what's gone on with Deshaun. And I think that's, a lot of people believe that after tomorrow you're going to see some teams really trying to make that trade happen.
Wow. It'll be interesting to see how much they give up to get Deshaun anyway, because it's they're still, I mean, he's a younger dude, so that's nice.
But he won't be getting the same amount of draft picks, and the trade won't be on the same level as like a Russell Wilson.
Yeah, it's still going to be. I mean, it's great, and at the same time, you still got the same problem. Will you be able to, give this guy the tools he needs offensively to make it happen? Because that's the same problem we have. Except he is younger and maybe more mobile. So, are we going back in time a little bit, like when we had a more mobile quarterback?
Yeah, he's also injury prone. I mean, there's a lot. But also the massive thing is the sexual assault charges, which I think it's insane. I mean, what a polarizing conversation that is. I personally don't want to see him here. I mean, obviously, if it turns out that nothing happened, everything that's been talked about is not true, then of course it's a whole different conversation. But if these allegations are true, how in the hell do you want this guy around? But some people will. And man, talk about going from the squeakiest of all squeaky clean quarterbacks to then this situation. I mean, you couldn't go more like bizarro world for quarterbacks than that.
Yeah.
And then Richard, just like Mitch Levy yesterday on our show, basically said, hey, don't panic, Seahawks fans. It doesn't mean that they're in the middle of a rebuild. And here he is talking about just why Seahawks fans shouldn't necessarily panic just yet.
I don't think you panic yet. If you get to August and your roster still looks the same, then you get a little worried. You're in a rebuild. This is not a team that is set up to win a championship. However, this is not that time. Now, the way Rashad Penny ended the season, over 150 yards in like last 5 games, that's Seattle's identity. Control the clock, run the football, control the clock. That makes for great defense. So then your defense is on the field less. You're extending drives. Your defense is well rested. That makes for good defense. So I think Pete will go back to his philosophy, go back to what he knows, run the football, play great defense. And if you have somebody at the helm who can throw the football, they don't have to win it all. You do your part. You don't have to go out there and throw the ball 40 times. You go out there and throw it 20, 25 times. Don't turn the ball over. We'll run the ball. We'll play great defense. We'll win the football games. That's Pete's philosophy, and that's what they'll do.
Now, if that's the case, BJ, when you think, why are they even going to make an attempt to go for someone like a Deshaun Watson? Because that's a guy that's probably going to want to throw the ball more than 25 times.
Yeah, you really just need a guy. I get why if you can get a mobile quarterback, that's helpful.
A star quarterback, yeah.
Then your offensive line issues are a little, then that person just gives defenses a hard time, just like Russell did back in the day. I think that's what they're probably looking for, is just a younger Russell Wilson who's cheaper, a younger and cheaper Russell Wilson. But I mean, I don't know where Deshaun is in his contract world, but I feel like we're going to be in the same boat again, where someone's going to want a lot of money, and here we are again. It's just, I don't know why they gave Russell the money in the first place, and I wonder if Pete Carroll never wanted to. I really wonder if Pete and John were like, man, we probably shouldn't make this deal in the first place and just and lick our wounds. But I think they felt like, no, we're still competitive, whatever. We'll give them all that money. But it should never have been done, because they're not an offensive-minded team with a quarterback like that.
And then
it's like Richard said.
And then they're seeing the writing on the wall, like, we got to give this guy $50 million in a couple of years. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I can start a GoFundMe now if we want to pull that off.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where they end up in all this. And like you said, of course, with all the stuff around Deshaun Watson, it's hard to get excited about a guy who allegedly is not a nice person.
And one more player. Granted, he did not play with the Seahawks for a very long time, but he's very outspoken, and he's a superstar player from back in the day, and it's Greg Olsen. He was tight end for him for a season.
Oh, yeah.
I thought this clip was pretty interesting. He was on Colin Cowherd's show, and they were talking just about, why Russ probably left. And he had some pretty choice things to say about the Seahawks and how they ran their offense. No shots at the players, more so at the coaching, and just how Russ was coached and the other players were coached, where it kind of gives you a little bit of an insight to maybe why Russ was so eager to get out of Seattle.
I never thought they had a personnel issue. The conversations that I would have with the coaches and the amount of pushback and the amount of questions that I would get in return saying, we're not sure if we can do this. I'm not sure if we can protect this. And I'd sit there scratching my head. It was like we were playing with a JV roster. It was like we were playing with a rookie undrafted quarterback. Like, it was very interesting to me. I just think the ideology there was always defense first, kicking game, punt the ball, field position, force turnovers, defensive led, and then they'd hand the ball to Russ at the end of the game and say, go be Magic. I just think it was part of Russell's frustration. I think it's why Russ said, I want to go somewhere where this is going to be an offensive, quarterback-driven team every Sunday with the ball in my hand, like Aaron Rodgers, like the Stars.
I do love that some reporter, I can't remember which guy, I think it might have been Bob Condotta, is out there, how do wide receivers feel that he just compared them to JV squad? And Greg Olsen replies did you not listen to the clip? I did not say anything. And then the reporter guy's like, oh, I'll have to give you that one. I didn't listen to the clip. I'm like, so he's like, but the tweet made it sound that way. And wow. Everyone's like, well, Greg didn't put out the tweet. It was whoever the company is that, some random sports magazine type Twitter page put it out and tweeted the quote. And it's just man, we're just looking for anything to spin into whatever narrative you want.
Well, and it's also
stupid.
Well, and then you got social networking, which is lazy journalism, because it's a lot easier just to go, oh, here's the headline, I'm going to comment on that. It's like, well, that's clickbait. It's not really what the headline is.
Greg Olsen says he played with a JV squad in Seattle. No, he didn't say that. He just felt like that they were treated like a JV squad by the coaches.
That's very insightful, by the way, by Greg. Because as a fan, that's kind of what I thought. I thought, like he said, he described exactly what they want. And that's why did you pay Russell all that money if that's what you want? Because that's not what you do with that team that they want. You pay all the money to the defensive guys. You don't pay the quarterback if you're everything that Greg Olsen described. You don't do that. That's why I thought they don't know what they want to be. What are they doing?
And I think that's why a lot of fans were the whole let Russ cook thing. I think a lot of people were just what the hell, man? You got this guy who's paid all this money. He's as talented as he is, and you're having him do real basic crap. I almost said the S word. I was getting a little hot.
Oh, yeah, you're getting a little hot. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to quote you on Twitter so that you can have people yell at you because I'm going to misquote
I thought that was pretty funny. Craig was like, did you not listen? And in the tweet was the audio clip. It wasn't even you had to go find the podcast and listen to it. It was all right there.
That's a lot of work. I can't.
You're right.
I'm a social network journalist. Yeah. I only look at the first three words, and that's where I make
That's 45 seconds. I mean, how do you get that time back, BJ?
Never will.
Exactly.
You don't.
So I can't do it. Okay, I'm a busy man. I'm a busy journalist on social media.
All right, as far as weather, 48 degrees, going to be cloudy today. That's the Migs Report, and that is what's up.
Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
What is the name of Simba's uncle in the movie The Lion King?
Yeah. Simba Sr.
No.
Uncle Simba.
Uncle Simba, no.
Russell Wilson.
No.
You sure? I feel like it's Russell. No, we were looking for Scar. That's weird. Scar was the answer. If you want a shot at PD Steve, you got it right now. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 650 on the Rock.
Today's podcast is brought to you by bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, who's ready to answer your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, is it true that if you filed for bankruptcy once, you can't file again?
Even if you filed bankruptcy before, you can almost certainly file bankruptcy again. Different types of bankruptcies have different time limits between filings. In Chapter 7, full bankruptcy, you can only file Chapter 7 once every 8 years. However, you can almost always file a Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 cases can be filed immediately following a Chapter 7. They can be filed immediately following a prior Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 is a reorganization plan, so there will be some type of monthly payment, but it's based on your budget and your ability to afford that payment. So Chapter 13 is an option in almost all cases, even with a prior bankruptcy filing.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
For tank and tankless hot water heaters, for clogged drains, for leaky faucets, for toilets that won't flush. Stop freaking and call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical is your trusted source to solve all your plumbing needs. 1-800-FREAKIN' or beaconplumbing.net.